Those are the things that have to guide us. Individual leaders come and go. Organizations are important because they become a microcosm of the society that we're trying to bring into being. They give us the opportunity to practice decision-making and self-governance and problem-solving. Finally, I'll say about organizations that what I see many times in our movement is that instead of doing outreach to the masses of our people, what we do is what I call in-reach. We call all our friends who are already conscious and we get together and we pat each other on the back and we say, yeah, right on, brother, you're right. You're absolutely right. Right? And so we just reinforce each other while the masses still go about their daily business. We need to do less in-reach and do more outreach to our people. And then no one organization can bring about our liberation either. And so not only do we need organizations, but we need coalitions and alliances and united fronts. And I've been hearing a lot of talk in the last few months about bringing organizations together. And this is absolutely necessary. Now you know what that means. You know what that means. When the elder comes and sit down. Okay, I'm wrapping it up. Mama, I'm wrapping it up. I promise. We got another speaker? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I'll wrap it up. So these organizations have to find a way to work together, and I'll just leave it at that. It's critical. So there's two pillars to our movement, and we often divide ourselves up about this also. So on one level, we have to vehemently resist oppression, and we have to be in the streets. You know, I appreciate those who are leading the struggle for water, and who are out in the streets, and who are marching from Detroit to Pontiac. That's critical, to have the visible resistance in the streets. And visible resistance to police murder is critical. And that's why I appreciate the young people throughout the country who put their lives on the line in New York, in Detroit, in Ferguson, and St. Louis, and Baltimore, and all throughout the country. It's critical that we have that resistance to oppression. But it's also critical that we build a sense of community and we begin to build the vision for the future that we desire. And so we can't just, again, say what we're against, but we have to build what we are for. We have to build schools that embody the principles and the values that we believe in. We have to build farms that create the food that we're going to eat. We have to build, as the brother was saying, water catchment and water filtration systems so that we can disconnect from this system that is oppressing us. So there's two kind of aspects to our struggle, resistance and community building. Both are equally as important, and we shouldn't divide ourselves up depending on which kind of work people have decided to do. We need to be less judgmental of each other. And black nationalists are some of the most judgmental people I know. And often we look down on our own people. And because of that, many of our people resent us and feel like we think we're something higher or better because we read one or two books by Malcolm X. Right? And so that doesn't make you better because you're so-called conscious. You know, the thing is that we need to embrace our people and be part of the community, be less judgmental. We need to be more loving and more supportive of each other. And the basis of doing that is we need humility. Now, I'm really wrapping up now, Mama. Think about what we could accomplish if we didn't worry about who got credit for it. Think about what we could accomplish if we got rid of the need to be right. Think about what we could accomplish if we checked our egos at the door. We need both roots and wings. We need to be rooted in our history. We need our elders. We need to connect to the historical struggle. Right? We need to know what has happened in Detroit for the last 50 years so that we can build on that. Nothing is being started new. While I appreciate young people and the work they're doing, it needs to be connected to this historical legacy. But at the same time, sometimes elders can get stuck. And I'm speaking of myself. Sometimes we can get stuck, and we need some younger people to come and say, sit on the side a little bit. I'm stepping up. Right? Yeah. And because we need new ideas. Just because you were activists in the 60s or 70s doesn't mean you got it figured out. Again, if we had it figured out, And so we need young people who have new, fresh ideas about how to do things. We need both roots and wings. We need to, as the Black Panther Party said, seize the time. We have all kinds of opportunities for transformation in Detroit. The reality is, as was mentioned earlier, the eyes of the entire world are on the city of Detroit, partially because Detroit is the poster child internationally for urban decay. And also because of the grassroots efforts to remake our communities, people around the world are looking at the work we're doing here in Detroit. As we build and organize, we need to be conscious that the work we're doing has implications far beyond 8 Mile. The work we're doing has global implications. People around the world are inspired by us and are looking at us for examples. And so we have a tremendous responsibility, not only to ourselves, but to all of humanity, to wage struggle in a principled way and to set a positive example that people throughout the world can live from. We need to model both resistance and community building, and we need to engage in transformative organizing, the kind of organizing that not only changes our objective reality, but the kind of organizing that changes ourselves too. Peace out.